Good evening, Zimbabwe. This is Change Radio News. Today is Wednesday, 30 April 2025. The news read by Divine Nambira. Here are the news headlines. Workers in Zimbabwe blame Zanu PF for destroying their salaries. Nyokayemabhunu arrested on request of Zimbabwean government. President Chamisa advocates for clean water on behalf of marginalized communities in Zimbabwe. And now for the news in detail. Citizens in Zimbabwe feel there is little to celebrate on tomorrow, May 1, 2025, during Workers' Day. They attribute this sentiment to low salaries caused by misrule and corruption under Zanu PF. Many Zimbabweans are specifically blaming Zanu PF President Emmerson Mnangagwa for the country's economic decline. The prevailing discontent reflects deep frustration with the government's impact on their livelihoods. As a result, the day is marked by disappointment rather than celebration. Workers and citizens still have hope in President Nelson Chamisa's ability to rescue Zimbabwe. A Zimbabwean national, Wellington Masiwa, popularly known as Nyokayemabhunu, has been served with an international warrant of arrest in South Africa by the Zimbabwean government today. One of his lawyers, Crispin Machingura, said Masiwa was first arrested by South African police on the 13th of April 2025 on immigration charges. He has been in custody since then. President Nelson Chamisa criticizes Zanu PF for failing to provide clean water to both rural and urban citizens 45 years after independence. He stated, "Our rural communities drink from open wells and rivers decades after the promise of independence. Many citizens are suffering from waterborne diseases due to the contaminated water they consume. Access to clean water is a basic human right that should be prioritized. The ongoing water crisis highlights the urgent need for effective governance and infrastructure development." The majority of Zimbabweans attribute the rising unemployment rate to the Zanu PF government. Many university and college graduates find themselves without jobs as numerous companies have closed due to insufficient government support, corruption, and the ineffective use of the Zimbabwean dollar in an economy dominated by US dollars. There is a pressing need for the government to support businesses and create a conducive environment for industrialists to invest in Zimbabwe. Without these changes, the economic situation is unlikely to improve. Citizens are calling for urgent action to address these critical issues. Today marks 65 days since the illegal arrest and detention of journalist Blessed Mhlanga. Mhlanga appeared in court today where his trial was expected to commence. However, the court, responding to mounting public and international pressure, is now considering charges against Heart and Soul TV media house. Auxilia Mnangagwa is scheduled to travel to the United Kingdom, where she is anticipated to face significant scrutiny from the UK Parliament regarding the persecution of journalists, particularly in the case of Blessed Mhlanga. The trial has been rescheduled to continue on May 14th. In the middle of land disputes in Chiredzi South, Emerson Mnangagwa is set to visit Chiredzi to launch the National Cultural Month in the utmost parts of Chiredzi South in Chikombedzi. The event, themed Celebrating Indigenous Voices, aims to promote Zimbabwean cultural heritage in a place where residents face potential eviction from their ancestral land due to the activities of two companies connected to the First Family, Den Dairy, and Satworld. A South African citizen working in Bulawayo was airlifted from Beitbridge on Monday after he failed to receive the treatment he needed from Zimbabwean hospitals. The unnamed man was transported by ambulance from Bulawayo to Beitbridge, a distance of 280 kilometers. Zimbabwean citizens have commended the commitment demonstrated by the South African government to serve its people. 3 Harare residents, Shirley Nyengeterai Munyaka, aged 30, of Zengeza 2, Josephat Joseph Musaka, 42, of Glenwood Park in Epworth, and Innocent Nyoni, 28, of Harare Central Business District, are being charged with murder and robbery after they allegedly gave a soft drink that was laced with an unidentified substance to an unsuspecting man called Tendai Mishi last week, leading to his death. The 3 were later apprehended and arrested that same evening and were found in possession of 2 mobile phones, a Samsung J5, and a wallet allegedly stolen from the car of yet another victim, Sibongile Tsitsi. They appeared before the magistrate court yesterday and are awaiting the court ruling. In international news, in Washington on Friday, in the presence of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the foreign ministers of the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Rwanda signed an agreement to draft a peace deal by May 2025. If successful, this deal will see an end to a long conflict between the two countries, which has seen hundreds of thousands displaced by Rwanda-backed M23 rebels as they seized large mineral-rich areas in the DRC. Events leading to this ceremony kicked off after appeals were made by DRC leadership to the U.S. for aid in return for access to the country's minerals. In Guyana, authorities conceded to public demand after masses went on a rampage, burning properties and demanding that the authorities intervene in the case of 11-year-old Liana Yang, who went missing after visiting a hotel with her family last week. After the minor went missing, hotel staff refused to admit Liana's father to look for his daughter in the hotel, leading to mass outrage by members of the community. Liana's body was found floating in the hotel swimming pool amidst suspicions of sexual assault and concerns by the public that hotel authorities were trying to cover up the suspected crime. And finally, in sports news, Dynamo's coach Lloyd Chigowe has pleaded for his team to be given some time, stating that the squad is young and needs time to get itself together. The former champions are 14th on the Premier League table with 7 points, just 2 above bottom side triangle after 1 win in their first 8 matches. Chigowe's men have recorded 3 losses, 4 draws, and their latest setback was a goalless draw against a struggling Kwekwe United on Sunday, a team that was forced to hurriedly assemble a squad to play the weekend match due to financial problems that are threatening the Midlands-based team's survival. Arsenal lost 1-0 to PSG in their Champions League semi-final first leg, courtesy of Ousmane Dembele. They will meet again at the Parc des Princes next Wednesday for a place in the finals. To end the news bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Workers in Zimbabwe blame Zanu PF for destroying their salaries. Nyokayemabhunu arrested on request of Zimbabwean government. President Chamisa advocates for clean water on behalf of marginalized communities in Zimbabwe. And that concludes our bulletin for the day. We thank you for listening. From myself, Divine Nambira, and the entire team at Change Radio, we wish you a blessed night.